Make it a better place, a better place.
Be able to work together to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of love.
Let's arise and build, arise and build, arise and build our quiet bone to the next level.
The world of today is different from yesterday.
I'm running my own company. I use Nigeria.
We want you to invest in the company.
There are very little things you can do and achieve so much. So just mentor them.
To build this nation, it's by thinking differently. It's by reasoning together. It's by working together as one.
So there's you must innovate or die.
Come to our from states.
Tell each other the truth.
I am ready to be part.
Let's arise and reason together to build a new and better quiet and greater Nigeria and Africa and land. That's what podium of leadership is all about. Let's arise and build, arise and build, a better place, arise and build a quiet place to the next level.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome your host to the podium of leadership, Dr. Victor Udo.
Wow, so good to see the beautiful women of Oboroka. Wow, so good to see all of you. So good to see you. So good to see everybody. So good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the podium of leadership. Today is a very interesting day for me and for all of us. About a few weeks, a month ago, we hosted a community from ONA, and ONA Development Forum, I think they were. And they were talking about some of the good things they are doing in their local government. And then I've been having feedback. People have been telling me, I hope this thing is not just for you, limited to the headquarters. I hope people are participating from the different local government. And today, I'm so proud, so honored to have the most beautiful women on this planet. The Oboroka women. Let's give it up to them. Wow. Aren't these women beautiful?
Yeah.
Aren't these women beautiful?
Yeah.
Let's give it up to them again. So today we are starting something new. We're going to be hosting women, youths, any group that wants to come here and be a part of the podium of leadership, because leadership is not only for the youths. It's not only centered in Uyo. There's leadership structure in every of the 31 local government of this state. But I'm so honored, I'm so proud to have the women of my local government today. Let's give it up again to them. We also have very good guests all the way from Ebonyi State. Because sometimes it's not only good to look inside, it's also good to look outside to see what other people are doing and then trying to bring it in. So do we have people that have been doing agriculture in different level in Ebonyi State? And they've come here to interact with the women of Oborokara and with the normal audience we've been having, and to those of you listening to us on the radio or watching on the TV. So there are certain things that they have gotten to share with us. To my right, I have Elder Emmanuel Okike, who is the head of Agric Department in Oazoa local government area of Ebonyi State. Let's give it up to him.
Thank you, Doc.
And on my right, I have a local one, Inyang Nyagobong Christian, a regional supervisor of Palm Chat, Akwa Ibom State. Let's give it up to him also. So we're going to talk about what our ladies are doing in Oborokara. What is making Oborokara what it is today? You know, some people think when you hear Oborokara, it is obot, akara, Oborokara, which is God is control. And I subscribe to that. Some other people say it is obot okara. When you come there, that's why we have the number one Okaraba in this state. Okaraba number one is from Oborokara. We have the like of the Commissioner of Youth and Sport on the Ebong. We have a female professor, Maria Ikoro, from that local government. And on this podium of leadership one time, one of the first and fewer local government chairman that have been on the podium of leadership is the chairman of Oborokara. And he has done a great job so that the governor says he should continue. I'm talking about Emmanuel Amama. So Oborokara have great people. The senior special assistant to His Excellency on due process. So if you want someone that can do technical matters and due process, where do you go to? Oborokara. Affordable is also from Oborokara. So we are very proud of what the governor is doing with the people of Oborokara. Look at even the small one is so happy to be an Oborokara man. Let's give it up to that young man there. Wow, Oborokara is so great. So we have even the little ones, because this program is not just for youths, it's not just for the educated, it's not for the uneducated, it's for everybody. It is based on His Excellency's philosophy of Akwa Ibom. And I'm so even from the youth, the young one, the women, the female, everybody, we are together to arise and make sure we make this state what God wants it to be. So we are so happy to be here today. I'm going to let everybody here interact. I'm just going to sit down and listen and let people ask questions, let people interact and learn from these people that have something to offer, something that they're doing in Ebonyi. I know we normally go to Bakiliki to buy rice. I don't see why other people should not be coming to Oborokara to buy rice. Am I prophesying or saying something? People should come to Ini to buy rice. I don't see why we can't do that. And then there's a young man here who says he can actually help people to breed bee and turn it into honey. That's a business that people can do. This is not about government. It's about people helping people doing things. It's about women doing what they've always done, because we all know without women, there is no world. First, I will let you introduce yourself and tell us the kind of things you do. And I'll also let you introduce yourself and tell us the kind of things you are doing here. And then I'll let the women interact, let you guys ask questions, and we are going to have fun. Thank you very much once again for being on the podium of leadership. We're going to take a small break. And then when we come back, we'll have the introduction.
The secret of making that house you dream home is in Reagan Home and Kitchen. A giant in importation, wholesale and retail of all kinds of foreign products, appliances and decor for your home, including fashion accessories. We stock amazing kitchen utensils of world-class standard. Let's thrill you with our state-of-the-art dining pieces, cutleries and lots more. That's not all. At Reagan Home and Kitchen, we guarantee impeccable service delivery. You can now landscape and beautify your field and surroundings with synthetic grass of your choice from Reagan Home and Kitchen. Visit us today at Oron Road by Odotumobo Junction, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. You can call us on 0802-338-3343, 0909 074-4621. Our email reganistic@yahoo.com. Reagan Home and Kitchen. Quality beyond imagination.
Tell me, how do we take Akwa Ibom to the next level? How do I build this nation?
Do you want to see beyond your vision? Do you want to hear what other people think about leadership? Do you need a reshaping of your mindset and mentorship? Then tune in to the Podium of Leadership, the poll with Victor Udo, showing on AKBC Channel 45 every Monday by 12:30 p.m. and on NTA Channel 12 Uyo every Thursday by 10 p.m. Tune to the poll on Atlantic FM every Tuesday by 6:30 p.m. on Planet FM every Wednesday by 3 p.m. and on Inspiration FM every Saturday by 12:30 p.m. You can be a guest on this program. You can also advertise your product, goods and services, or sponsor the program by calling our office line 0902-300-7299. That is 0902-300-7299. Visit our website on www.thepollwithvictorudo.com. Like our page on facebook.com/The Podium of Leadership, or follow us on our Twitter handle at The Poll with Victor. The Podium of Leadership do show. Join us.
Welcome back to the Podium of Leadership. Today we are so glad to have the women of Oborokara local government in the studio. And we're also very honored to have two guests. One, a head of agri department all the way from Ohaza local government area in Ebonyi State. that is coming here to talk to us and interact with our women about agriculture. We also have one of us right here from Akwa Ibom, who is a regional supervisor for Palm Chat, Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Nyagobong Christian. So, gentlemen, welcome to the podium of leadership. I'll give you a brief chance to introduce yourself so we can interact well, and I'll do the same with you. Let's start.
Thank you very much, Doc. Let me go this way. Let me first of all introduce and appreciate these beautiful women from Oborokara. In Ohozara, we have women of excellence. That's what we call them. You people are just like that.
These ones are more than excellent.
Yeah, they are excellent. Thank you for God just designed this program that you came into this place. We are going to interact. I equally want to appreciate all of you that are here who benefit from each other. I am Elder Okike Emmanuel. I am from Ohozara. I am the head of Agri Department of Ohozara. God designed it that I will be here. I am here to do something that is divine. Incidentally, not only the head of Agri Department, I am the coordinator of Omanene Youth. As we go on, we know what they do.
You can tell us at once.
Yeah, we are coming. Omanene Youth are my handmaid. I am Anene. I breeded youth organization that are named after me. They are the people that I have trained to do honey production. I am currently the secretary to Federation of Beekeepers Association of Nigeria in Ebonyi State. We are the brainchild of that association in the whole nation. I am here to train people. After training through INYA, we are going to inaugurate the same federation in Akwa Ibom State.
So right now we don't have a representative.
I doubt,
okay,
but it will come in soonest. I have what it takes to bring the national to inaugurate beekeepers in Akwa Ibom State. And the Akwa Ibom people will benefit a lot when they are inaugurated. You see, Nigeria is talking about agriculture. Agriculture is science and art of cultivation of land for the purpose of production of food, raw materials for our industries, feed for our animal and human beings. So that is agriculture. In agriculture, we have offshoots. It has tentacles. Agriculture have bee farming, you have rice production, you have tree planting, you have other facets. Then livestock, fishery, and apiculture. Then when we talk of apiculture, api, there is bees. Then what do we do to culture the bees? What happened was that Inya came into Ebonyi State to serve as a youth corper. Inya came into Ohozara to serve in my local government. Inya, being early adopter, he saw what the youth organization was doing. He decided to be part of that youth organization. When Inya was not from Ohozara, was not from Ebonyi State, he became interested. And because of the interest he had, I had to include him to be a member. As he stands, he's a member of Women and Youth that is in Ebonyi State, why he is here. And because of that, he said that he would do everything to make sure that Akwa Ibom people will be part of the honey production.
And that's leadership. Let's give it up to him. Leadership is when you go and see something and you brought it home.
Yeah, he saw it. And he have been making efforts since that time. We have been contacting. He even wanted to start in a small scale, selling this pure honey. This is real, unadulterated honey. 100% good honey. You don't adulterate. You don't put anything. You just produce, sieve it, and bottle. So if you go to hospitals and other places that they need honey, they will always refer you to our honey because you use it in so many things. What do you use honey for? Use it to treat wound.
Wow.
Use it for cough. Anybody that go to hospital and has something like a operation, that is the best thing that you use to treat that operation. The wound will go without noticing it again. If you have fireborn, this honey will just clear it and you will not see it again. That's what it does. If you have cough or a child that have cough that is persisting, honey will treat that cough and so many other ailments. You use it as a recipe on your table. Use it to take your tea. It replaces sugar. So many people that have diabetic patients, this is what it will serve. Then this good honey, not adulterated, when you give it to a child in the night, maybe that child used to urinate in the night, then this will cage that. It will not happen. Honey is a very powerful food.
And you know, sometimes when someone tells me one particular thing can almost do everything, I'm always skeptical. Don't you think that's too much to ascribe to one product?
Yeah, I'm not a dibia, but I'm saying what is fact. It's factual statement that we are making. Scientific something is different. A doctor will recommend this. People call from Lagos, people call from Abuja, will send this to them. If it is not medicinal or it's not useful, they will not call for it.
That's true.
You test.
Now, how do you differentiate? How can I test as a layman if I want to know a pure, unadulterated, and honey that has been adulterated?
One, honey is movable. So many people will just get this honey. They say, this is very thick. It doesn't pour down. That very thick honey is not honey.
It's been adulterated?
Yes, it's been adulterated. You can change sugar to look like honey. If you just burn sugar, sugar will change like this. Then they will pour little honey to it, and you think it's honey.
So how do I know? How do I know that?
One, this is miscible. Two, if you put it in a freezer, it will not freeze.
Because someone told me another technique.
Yeah.
That if it is real honey, you pour it, ants will not go.
Yes, any ant that enters will die.
But if it is sugar, if it is an adulterated one,
they will come, they will climb on it and link it.
And go away and get bigger.
And get fatter.
Okay. Thank you very much, Elder. So we're gonna learn to see how we can start producing this kind of honey if we have not.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are people here who are doing it.
Yeah, we are on it. But before I continue, I think Enya has to say something.
Definitely.
Because Enya has to introduce himself because I love him. He's interested in Akwa Ibom and he wants something good to come to Akwa Ibom.
Where are you from?
Ikono, local government area.
Okay. Tell Akwa Ibom people yourself. You are on the radio and you are on the TV also.
All right. I decided to use my language so that you know that I'm from here. My name is Inyang Njak Nobon Christian, a native of Ndianfia in the Ikono local government area of Akwa Ibom State. All my schooling has been outside Akwa Ibom, and when I eventually went to my service in Ebonyi State.
What did you study in school?
Oh, well, I studied civil engineering. And then when I went for service, I was posted to town and regional planning, of which I met him in my church. They introduced me to a church of which I was worshiping. He was a member and an elder there. So like he said, I got interested in what they were doing as a youth.
So you're a civil engineer?
I'm a civil engineer, but right away I'm not working as a civil engineer.
Where did you study your civil engineering?
Federal Polytechnic Owerri.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I studied. But right away I'm a regional supervisor, Palm Charts, Akwa Ibom State.
What's Palm Charts?
Palm Charts is an affiliate of AFMOBI. They are into applications. The applications you use on phone, just like your Google Play Store.
Okay.
You see the applications. So it's my company that actually developed those apps that you are using on your phone. So by God's grace, I'm the regional supervisor for Akwa Ibom State. So that is an opportunity that
So,
God
so
has.
the B thing is just by the way.
Yeah, the B thing is something that I learned, and I said that I am going to develop in this angle, not regarding my study, which is civil engineering, not regarding what I'm doing now. I'm working. It's not as if I'm not working. I'm working, but I still see the future in this beekeeping, and also how Akwa Ibomites can also benefit, because if you go out there, there are no jobs, but there are opportunities for people to be CEOs. But some people don't know this. You know, there's this saying the other time that when we had a meeting with people that came from Abuja the other time to visit us in the Ohazara, he made mention of bee being more costlier than a liter of fuel. A liter of fuel is sold at the rate of 145 or 150 at most, but a liter of honey is sold at 2,500, 3,000.
Wow.
Who is richer? So, and I said that money is there, but people don't know. So I now went into research, and then was like, how do we keep this bee? Asking questions, he showed more light on how to keep bees and how to, you know, harvest honey from the bee. That got me interested. Even when I returned to Akwa Ibom State, I started working. I was contacting him because some people, I made advert on the internet. People used to call me from Lagos, Abuja, to supply them honey. Sometimes I would try and the thing would not work, but that does not mean
So
that...
wait a minute. So you buy from them and then you supply it to the rest of the
Yes,
country?
that is what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I
And you
only
made a little
came back.
money out of it?
Yes, I only came back to Akwa Ibom, advertised the thing on internet. So people call me from different places, you know. Then I'll supply to
You have
them.
enough supply for the demand?
I have enough, more than enough. As far as the thing is still going on in the house.
You have more than enough demand or more than enough supply?
I have enough supply. I have enough to supply, but the demands now, that's why I want to build up people in Akwa Ibom State to also embrace what we have. You know, the reason is that I'm just starting up in Akwa Ibom, but in our house that are there, we used to sell more than 50, 100 liters.
A day or a month?
A month.
It comes periodically.
Okay.
The demand comes periodically. You see, this is industrial product, not only for individuals. The pharmaceutical companies, they need them.
Okay.
So, like this show you are doing here is a wonderful thing. We now exhibit or showcase this product. When we do that, people will now know where they get it or where they can get it. They need it, the real one. At times, they get adulterated honey, which discourages them. But with this show, people will now know that we still have a group that can give them what they need.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the economics of it.
Yep.
Is it expensive to do it? If you are selling 1 liter for about 2,000, how much does it cost to produce that 1 liter? And then is there the demand? Is there?
Yeah.
So let's give it up to Elder and Mr. Yang.
The secret of making that house you dream home is in Reagan Home and Kitchen. A giant in importation, wholesale and retail of all kinds of foreign products, appliances and decor for your home, including fashion accessories. We stock amazing kitchen utensils of world-class standard. Let's thrill you with our state-of-the-art dining pieces, cutleries and lots more. That's not all. At Reagan Home and Kitchen, we guarantee impeccable service delivery. You can now landscape and beautify your field and surroundings with synthetic grass of your choice from Reagan Home and Kitchen. Visit us today at Oron Road by Odotumobo Junction, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. You can call us on 0802-338-3343, 0909 074-4621. Our email reganistic@yahoo.com. Reagan Home and Kitchen. Quality beyond imagination.
Tell me, how do we take Akwa Ibom to the next level? How do I build this nation?
Do you want to see beyond your vision? Do you want to hear what other people think about leadership? Do you need a reshaping of your mindset and mentorship? Then tune in to the Podium of Leadership, the poll with Victor Udo, showing on AKBC Channel 45 every Monday by 12:30 p.m. and on NTA Channel 12 Uyo every Thursday by 10 p.m. tuned to the poll on Atlantic FM every Tuesday by 6:30 p.m. on Planet FM every Wednesday by 3 p.m. and on Inspiration FM every Saturday by 12:30 p.m. You can be a guest on this program. You can also advertise your product, goods and services, or sponsor the program by calling our office line 0902 300 7299. That is 0902 300 7299. Visit our website on www.thepollwithvictor.com. Like our page on facebook.com/The Podium of Leadership, or follow us on our Twitter handle at The Poll with Victor. The Podium of Leadership do show. Join us.
Welcome back to the Podium of Leadership. Today we've been hosting, and we have beautiful women from Obot local government in the studio. We have some little ones also, and we have agriculturists, people who are keeping bee and doing other agricultural stuff in Ebonyi State that are here to share with us. And they've introduced themselves. They talk about the importance of the unadulterated honey, which is very, very important for those of us who might not have known. So now we're going to leave the studio open for interaction. So if you have any question to ask them, if you have any question to ask the beautiful women from my local government, feel free to ask. And the women from Obot, feel free to say anything you want. Your other women in other local government, if you want them to know that you are really from Obot, no Obot, let Akwa Ibom people know. So we are now open for discussion and interaction. Someone have a question to open the floor? Okay.
Please, can you tell us how this bees is being processed into honey? Thank you.
Very good question.
As you may know, we as human beings, we do not produce honey. It is the bee that produces honey. The bee makes use of nectar from the trees, from your cassava, from your avinja, from all sorts of trees that have flowers. They get the nectar, they use it to produce honey. What we do is to process honey. So we go there, harvest it, and formerly it was you go to what we call feral colony. In the feral colony, you harvest it, stealing their food. You come back home and process the much you think you know. But these days, we are more scientific, that we can now construct hives.
Let me break it up. This women from Obot, they're very industrious.
Okay.
When she asked that question is, when you told us that this thing is 2,000 naira,
Yeah.
if she wants to produce something that can give her 2,000 naira, what does she have to do? I think that's what the question is.
Yeah. Well, once you bring in, first of all, you processing is the most important thing that will give you what you want. You get the hive.
How do you get a hive? How do you do? That's the question I think she's asking.
Yeah.
How do you get the bee to come to a place where they can produce the honey, and then you can go and take the honey?
Fine. That is the beginning. For you to start, you have to produce the hive, which whenever you are in need of it, will give you access to it. We can get the hive for you. Then you get what we call attractant. You mix this.
Okay, so if any of them wants to do, because what kind of a show is this? So we don't just talk here. We do what we say. If they want to start honey production,
I am there for them.
You will give them a hive. You show them how to do the hive.
I am there for them.
Okay, tell them what they will have to do.
I am practically breeded in the field of agriculture. The apiculture we are talking about, you start with a hive. When you start with the hive in your farm, close to your home, on your fence, in the compound, the bees can always come.
And they're not dangerous?
They are not. Even around this area, bees can always come. I saw it when we came. I told Enya that this place is good for it. Through all those fences, you can keep your hives there and it will do well. In your compound, it can do well. Close to your house, the farms around your home, it can do well there.
So what you really need is a hive?
You get the hive, then you attract the bee with attractants.
How much would a hive that will produce 1 liter of of bee in honey in a 1 month? 1 month. How
It's-
much would that kind of a hive cost?
It's done this way.
Okay.
We have what we call brood chamber. The brood chamber is the basic one that you are going to attract bee to. After that, you will fill up that brood chamber. After filling the brood chamber, you now introduce what we call super. In the brood chamber, you have the brood, you have the honey there. When they fill up that with brood and honey, you don't harvest. You have to introduce super. When you introduce super that will contain frames that is up to 10, the whole thing that will be on top of that super will be honey.
How long does
And
that take? Is
it
that a
will
1
take you,
month process? Or?
it's not 1 month process. Look at now that we are entering into that season. We call it that season because any moment from now, the rains will all be there.
Right.
We will not have nectars. Without nectar, there will be no production. Without nectar, bees will not be flourishing. So, but after now, something like October, November, you will have hive filled up because nectar is there.
So now is the time to do it.
The time that we are going to put in hives is maybe call it September, October, they'll start production. Any hive you put,
Okay,
they'll
so
fill it in.
what we are saying here is that this is a do show. If any woman here wants to start honey production by September,
Yeah.
what does she have to do by September?
What he has to do is to book for hive. We will get the hive for
And
her.
how much is that?
What it will take you to get 2 in 1 is 20,000.
Okay.
Do you get it?
So that 20,000 will produce how many liters in 3 months?
What you get in one hive will be more than 50 to 20 liters at a go.
Okay, so that's 100,000. And I don't have to do any other thing once I pay for the hive.
When you pay for the hive, there are other equipment that is needed.
I want to know the whole thing because by the time these women leave, I want to see if 2 or 3 women can commit to doing this.
Fine.
And getting 100,000 in 2 months.
Okay. Now, honey production. If you bring in all that it takes for you to start a farm, which must be about 2 sets of hive, it will take you roughly 150 to 180,000 to set up a bee farm. You don't set it with 1. You set it with 2.
So 150,000 is what I need as my capital.
Yeah.
And then how much would that produce, give me over 2 months or 3 months?
When you establish it and bait it, if bees are attracted to it, just be sure that each hive will give you 100,000, 100,000. You know what it is?
Okay, so that will be in 2 months or 3 months?
From October, when you are sure that the hives will be colonized.
Okay.
Then between October to January, all this will be completed.
And then that hive that I spend 150, is that reusable?
Yeah, it will be there. It will be there
So
all
every
over.
2 months I will get 200,000.
You will be sure that you will be using that same hive to make your money.
For how many more years? 1 year, 2 years?
When you have maybe, if you didn't keep it well and you have rain on it, you just need to refurbish it.
Okay.
You can just strengthen the hive.
Okay.
It will continue to be there.
All right. Let's give it up to him. Okay, any other question? Let's get the women first, please.
And I'm very interested on this bee of a thing because it's not common in my area.
Thank you.
So I would like to be the one among the first that will start so that I will make my money. So my question is it that this bee of a thing has a very specific time that we engage on it? Does it mean that I cannot do it continually every month, or when the rain comes? Because you say I can put it on the fence anywhere, and there's no way that I can cover my fence without rain getting into it. So what do we do?
Thank you very much. The construction of the hive is perfectly done that the rain cannot stop you from production. We construct the hive that it has cover. That is under brood chamber. You have frames in it. After the frames, you have what we call crown board. The crown board covers it. After that, you have another one that is constructed with zinc. That zinc will cover it from the rain. When the rain comes, the zinc will protect it from.
And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can you teach people to construct the hive instead of coming to Ebonyi to buy the hive?
I cannot supply the need when we take off, because I know after the training, the Akwa Ibom people will be highly interested in what we are talking about. Okay. So they need to be trained.
Okay, so what you are offering first is the training.
The training.
Okay, we will announce and get people to sign up for the training, where you will bring all this hive.
I will get the hive. I will get exhibition hive. I will come with bee. Okay. I will tell them exactly what I'm talking. I don't like theory. I like practical.
Okay, and show the way. Because what kind of a show is this? Okay, let's see the next question.
There's something I want to ask. Because in our culture here, if bees comes to your house, it's a taboo.
Yeah.
And he's now saying, because it will sting people and it will not drive you from the place. And he's saying that we can culture it in our place.
At the fence.
At the fence. What will people think about it?
Okay.
And two, you said that if the bees doesn't get attracted to the hives or something, that will we go around
looking for bees?
Yes. And then you have already spent 150,000.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Okay, madam, that was an excellent question. People used to think that colonies coming into your home or coming around your home is a taboo. It's not. The bee comes to this house because they sought for hive. They didn't see hive. And they must exist. So they look for any place that is comfortable for them to live. Maybe it might be in your cupboard. It may be in your roof. That is why you see them in beautiful compounds where you have flowers. They go to live in the roof. They are looking for the nectar. From October, when the flowers will be doing well, you see that the bees will come to a big man's house going. He didn't commit anything. It's not his forefathers. It's just that he's looking for the nectar. He must continue to come to that home every period that nectars are doing well. They need that food. You see, these nectars are the food for them. They eat the food, they store some. The one they store is that one that you call your honey. That honey is not meant for you. It's their food. So during the dust season, like rainy season, they are to eat that honey. But because man met it and saw it as a sweet thing, we went and started stealing it. And that is exactly why they come to attack you.
Fight
because you are coming to steal. That's the issue. So they are like farmers. They eat and store some. So it's not a taboo.
So
it's not
when you take the honey from them, does that cause them to produce more?
Yeah, whenever you harvest and make open place for them, they will start producing the more to make sure they fill the gap. They need this food.
So apart from the taboo part, is the danger part though?
It's not. It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. Now you need to learn this. I've said I'm here already to teach you how it goes. If you come to a hive, stay by the side, watch the bee. They have no time for you. If you function like a bee, you have no time for.
I've seen, at least not in any way in the movie or in the TV.
Yeah.
When people go to deal with bee, they cover themselves, all the hands, all the face.
That's what we do.
Okay.
They will be taught to do that.
Okay.
But if you watch the hive, the bees, they have roads that they pass. Wow. They are very busy doing that. They don't have attention to anybody around. Unless you meet them.
Aggressive to them.
Unless you go to the box. Unless they meet you on the way. And meeting you on the way, they cannot even harm you. They will still go, come back, and come to check if you are there.
And then if you are there, that's when trouble starts.
Then they will sting you.
Any other question from any of the ladies? And then we'll I see hands there. Yes.
My question is, if you want to do it in a large quantity, do we need a machine? How do we extract the oil?
Okay.
The honey.
Yes. Excellent. Good question.
Yeah. In the first place, before I go to machine, if after the training, and maybe as a group or individual, you want to go into honey production, there are certain things that you need. that are definite. First of all, you consider the land, the place that you are going to put your apiary. You consider the security, because some of the young men that go about, they still go there to destroy them with chemical just to harvest the honey. So, and once that is done, the business that you are expecting to make thousands of money will just crumble. And for you to get another colony quickly will be a little bit difficult. So you consider the security. After that, then you now install. When you install your hive, because you say large quantity, which means you'll be having not less than 10, 20 hives. If you have 10, 20 hives, if one colony will give you 10 liters, times it by 20, you cannot press by hand. So you can press by hand. That's your under processing now. Then it's either you press by hand or you just uncap it, put it like this on top of your bowl, leave it before morning, they will just drip off. You can make cuts on it. When you break them, you put it in a sieve, leave it in the morning, it will drip down. Now, but we have a construction that will make, the extractor that will make all around. We have what we call centrifugal extractor. The centrifugal extractor is imported. For us, we don't teach people to go all that for now.
As a start.
As a beginner.
Okay.
So as a beginner, we can just design a presser for you. That presser, you just press it like Gary. Before morning, the whole thing will drip. All right? It will drip down. Then you carry your honey. And now sieve it properly. When you sieve it to get to this point, then this is a beautiful thing. You can do it.
Okay. All right. Any other question from the ladies?
My question goes this way. Do you have, or do we have a specific time for the harvesting of the honey?
Excellent question.
That's good.
That's number one. Then number two is, actually I've been using this honey for cough for my kids.
Okay.
But one thing is, I don't know if one can mix it with something else for it to be effective, say like lime or some other thing. Because for me, I use it with lime and it's very effective, as in it works well. So I don't know if one can take it alone or you can equally still mix it with something.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
I know you are not a doctor, but you can.
Yeah, I did what we call apitherapy.
Okay.
In apitherapy, you have to get honey, mix it with this, it will give you another thing. You get this honey after processing honey, or even this one now. I did project with it, making mead. When you make mead, you just get about 2 bottles of this, mix it with water. When you mix it with water, it's going to give you mead. That is why when people say you are adulterating with water, I say it's not possible. Because as soon as you add water, fermentation sets in. And that fermentation will give you another taste, will give you another thing altogether. Now, you can only adulterate honey with sugar cane, with engine oil.
Engine oil?
Yeah, people do it. Then they put oil, they put red oil, they put so many things. So when you are taking honey, you have to be extremely careful where you get it, the source you get it. People can do anything to get money. There is something they call molars. When they get order, maybe from Lagos or whatever, they will just get molars, boil the molars, get honey, mix it, and take it to Lagos. Because it's a high
demand.
Costly something.
But how about the lemon she was asking about?
Yeah, I'm coming. That lemon, honey plus lemon will give you something. Honey plus ginger will give you something. So it's effective when you mix them. Honey to beer is another tasteful something. Beer. Honey to kai kai is another drink altogether. So
you are elder.
I am. Now, honey plus kai kai has changed from kai kai to another thing. If you are talking of weather, Remember that at the beginning, I told you that we were into so many other things, not honey alone. In Ebonyi State, we do rice production. Because if we focus only on honey, it will look as if to say there are no other things that can be done. It's not a law that everybody must be a beekeeper. You can go into rice production. You can go into plantations, like citrus plantation. You can go into palm plantation. We are good in that. We can handle it. If you want something like citrus, if you plant 100 stands of citrus, let me tell you that.
Citrus meaning orange.
Orange. Nigerian green orange. If you plant it 100, if you sell 100, 1,000, because it's going to give you fruits. If you sell 1,000 by 100, it's big money. 100,000 will come to you and you don't need to stress. And people will just come in that your farm and pluck them for you. And you make your money. So it's an area. Now, if you think of cassava production with good and improved varieties, which you can just plant on ridges, not on your normal method. We have good method that we use. You get your something on ridges, plant here, give it spacing, and plant. You will see tubers that will come from that. Now, in our place, some areas you can get garri now, 200 naira. Some of them, 100 naira a cup. You know what it is. So there are areas you are overlooking that will give you yield. You can be CEO. Without waiting for another person to come and sponsor you, you can sponsor yourself and sponsor other people. That is why this training is important.
Thank you very much, Elder Emmanuel Okike. So I'm sure we would have to put something together for you to come and train people on how to do bee keeping and honey making, and then other agricultural things. But I want to spend a little bit more time with my beautiful women that came all the way from obot akara. Does anybody have any other question or any comment, anything you want to say? Let's start with you.
Thank you, Doctor. Sir, you've made mention of planting of rice, citrus, cassava, and thereabout. Do we just take these things and put in the soil, and before you know it, we harvest all the things that you've told us? Or do we need things like fertilizer, or what type of manure do we apply on all these products so that we can harvest a good harvest?
Please, going back to the bees production,
yes.
Does it have lasting time? Does it expire or spoil? How do we preserve it?
Excellent.
Okay, the honey.
Producing it, yes, the honey. Please, I wish to ask, how can we have this improved variety of the cassava?
Of cassava.
Thank you very much, Dr. Odo. Iye na makwete. Enye ne team kwa itere ki dare sit. Esit ka dat me ye team kwa me. Yes. Yes, sir. You made mention of honey and diabetic patient. In my little knowledge, I'm told any diabetic patient shouldn't take something that is sugary. Then how does that match?
Any other question? Any other question for him? Okay. Any question for him? Any other person that have something to say, you will say it. But I want to make sure we ask all the questions.
Good evening, my doctor. I'm happy to be here today. Please, my question is not going to be on the bee or honey process.
Okay.
My own is going to be on how we can have a good harvest of cassava. Since we started experiencing this economic recession, our farms, during cultivation, we have a very poor result of it. So, sir, apart from putting fertilizer in our farms, do we have any other source or any other manure that will help our farms to produce very well? Thank you, sir.
Okay, question from this side.
Thank you, doctor. I have two-in-one question to ask. The first one is about the honey production. Does bee has the capacity to survive any environment? Then the second question boils down to starting the farm, is there any challenge a bee rearer or someone who wants to keep bee must encounter, and how possible do you think he or she can survive and grow his fine?
Okay. One last question and then we finish up.
Good evening, everybody here present. My question goes on bee because I was very interesting on this bee production. I want to ask this question: how long will this bee survive to produce this oil for us? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Elder, back to you.
Okay, let me know if God will help me to remember them. Now, in the first place, the challenge you have is lack of interest. Inya became interested when he got the knowledge of what we are doing, and that is exactly what brought me to this place. If he's not interested in the first place, I will not be contacting him. So if you want to be a bee farmer, you will have interest. The first thing that somebody will have as a challenge is fear. You will think he's going to sting you. But if you don't have fear and go to that place, he will not sting you. There is something that is going to come out of you that we call pheromone. That pheromone, only the bee will get the smell. When he gets the smell, they will attack you. And once one attacks you, numerous ones will come.
Okay, let's take the other questions. One on the diabetes.
The diabetic issue.
Please, Elder is not a doctor. So if you have a diabetic patient, the best advice is from the doctor. If the doctor say don't take honey or you should take honey, you do that.
Okay.
This man is just producing and selling honey. He's not a doctor.
Well,
medical doctor.
yeah, he's right in one way. But we have been dealing with doctors that used to recommend it to other patients. Honey is called monosaccharide. Sugar is disaccharide. What would that mean? Monosaccharide, once you take this one, it goes direct to the bloodstream. Okay. It doesn't waste time. But sugar have to digest and digest, so wasting time in your body. Okay. That processes that you go makes it dangerous to you. But this one doesn't do
okay,
that.
The lady also asked about cassava production.
The only challenge we have here is transportation cost. Because this place is not straight. I could have just packaged that thing and sent to you direct to this place. But if we say we need
the improved variety of manure.
No, the improved variety of cassava.
No, I think the governor just inaugurated a big farm in Okobo the other day. So I think the improved variety, Ministry of Agriculture here should be able to have some. Okay, so if you need improved variety, let's talk to the Ministry of Agriculture here. If there is any free manure or free fertilizer you can give, then you
okay. Once you have the improved variety, the next thing that is remaining is agronomic practices. You see, planting is number one. Another one is handling it very well. So maintenance of that farm is important.
Thank you very much. Now, is there any lady from Oboroka that wants to say one or two things before we close?
We've been looking for this opportunity. What I want to say now is that in Oboroka local government, women precisely, we have what we call active poor. Active poor in the sense that these people that are very, very active, but financially they don't have the money to improve what they are doing. In Oboroka, our most product is oil. And we've realized that now that we can use our palm to produce groundnut oil. We don't have the machines, but we have the idea. We don't have the money. Is another thing. How do we go into it? We are the one producing this oil. We are giving it to other people to make more money. Please, we will now ask you or tell you to please communicate with your friends, your colleagues, since you have brought us to this place, given us the information. Let them come in so that we can make more money from that. Another thing is in other states, we have CEOs, as in they have companies which they don't even go there. They bring in people
Like here, we have ideas on how to produce nylons. In the whole of Akwa Ibom State, I believe they only have only one factory of that. But in that part of a local government, we don't have such thing. But if there is any way you can talk to people or government, they can come and establish it for us, or as in we can work. We have people that have this idea on how to produce it because there is no work again. We have young graduates that have ideas they are active for. That is what I want to say. Please, sir, if there is any way you can help us, since you have started helping us, please help us the more, because we cannot just depend on farming alone. Thank you.
Well, this has been very, very interesting. I don't know if I have to invite my women back here. The producer of the program is saying we are out of time. I mean, there are people here who want to ask questions, and I know the guests want to say more. Unfortunately, we just don't have more time. So what we'll do will be to find a way to bring the ladies back to the studio. But with all of my heart, with all of my love, I give it up to the women of Obot Akara. Mr. Elder, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you.
We have been waiting for, so let's rise and reason together to build a new and better Akwa Ibom and greater Nigeria and Africa at large. That's what party of leadership is all about.